everybody. Good morning. Welcome to Defining Deborah. You know what? I am so non-tax savvy. I bought this holder for the phone, and I know I'm supposed to be able to have it where I can show me driving. I wanted to show you guys the fall leaves turning, but yeah, it looks like I got it upside down. But I tell you what, I'm gonna let y'all be my passengers, my co-pilots. I like to think of my car as like the starship, and I'm Captain Kirk, and everybody else can be anybody else on the starship. You can be Doc, you can be Spock, you can be what's the other guy's name? I can't think of it. And the beautiful black lady. You can be any of those people on there. You just can't be Captain Kirk, because that's who I am. Okay? So, I'm trying to do better with loading some type of, you know what? I tell you what. I'll fix that. I'm trying to put my insurance paperwork, in the glove compartment box, but of course Deborah has a zillion and one things in there. I probably need to clean it out. And yes, I know I have my insurance cards on my phone, digital, but I'm old school. I like to still be able to reach down and give them a piece of paper if need be. Hey, I'm in my 60s. That's what happens. We like to keep some stuff the way it used to be. So, speaking of that, I'm running late, going to eat lunch with a friend. Well, first we're going to Hobby Lobby. This time of the year, I'm a person that likes to do arts and crafts. And I usually do a lot. I used to do a lot. But then when I started working in counseling and all that, I don't find as much time, but it's like a stress release, and it's something I like to do, like decorating and all that. So I happened to be looking at Hobby Lobby's advertisement, and they had a hand knitted blanket on there. Excuse me, drinking a Mountain Dew, try to wake myself up. But I don't know if anybody has ever tried hand knitting or hand crocheting. It is pretty neat because you don't have to have any utensils but your hands. And so they recommended a certain yarn, and Hobby Lobby is like almost an hour from my house because I live in the country, again, as I tell you guys. So I didn't feel like going because by the time I get off work and get to that side of town, traffic is horrendous, and it probably will be today. I pray not, because it's after 10. But so I went to Michael's, and they didn't have the same yarn, and they kill me with that because Michael has his own line or different lines that it sells. Hobby Lobby has their own. Walmart has its own. So the yarn that I got, it wasn't really yarn. It was like some type of foamy type, I guess, thing inside a net. I'm not exactly sure what it is. It's supposed to be wide yarn. It did not seem like that to me. So when I tried to do what I was trying to do, I didn't like the way it was looking. So then I tried using a hook, and I definitely didn't like that because it was too tight. Maybe I said I was going to try to find a bigger crochet hook, because the one I had, it was big but not big enough for that yarn. And so that's what I'm going to do. And my friend wanted to know, sorry guys, I got my window partially open, so if you hear wind, that's what it is. And she wanted to go, and we're going to eat lunch, and then I'm going to get my hair braided in the top. I got it shaved on the side, so I'm going to do some kinky twists, just a different look. And for me, I don't know about anybody else, I don't mind getting older. It's just two things, people, two. One is the weight gain, And the second one is losing my freaking hair. I can deal with the weight gain better than my hair, and I'm losing it in the middle. So I'm always trying to do something to try to keep those strands in there. And so right now I thought I would do not that I comb my hair anymore, I just kind of wash it and moisturize it and put 50 million products on it. I'm gonna call her Lady E because I know I'd be messing up her name, but she is just such a beautiful woman. I tell you what, when I first got on YouTube, I was looking for women my age or older that was talking about the things that were happening to us or what was going on in their life, dating, friends, you know, all the stuff that goes on over 50. And all I kept finding was sites that wanted to tell me how not to look 50, how not to dress 50, and all this stuff. I don't need all that because I don't have a problem with being over 50. I wanted some real life stuff. So it's amazing. I'm so glad that she got on 6 months ago because she reminds me of myself so freaking much. I cannot believe it. I was looking at her food haul, grocery haul the other day, and I'm like, that looked just like all the food that I buy, except for her refrigerator was immaculate and mine looks a hot ass mess. And just so y'all know, I watched this one lawyer that does commentary, and her thing is she's a fan of the cursey words. So am I. I'm not perfect. I probably do everything that Vanessa says you shouldn't do because I am a big sinner, if you want to call it that. I'm just like, oh my gosh. But anyway, where was I going with this? Lord child, what is wrong with you this morning? Anyway, I said I was going to call her Lady E, so if I make reference to her page, it's Ezra B. She is just so nice. I mean, she's giving me shout outs, and nobody's ever given me a shout out because I'm probably one of the worst YouTubers, if you even want to call me that. Because I don't post. My content probably ain't interesting to most because I'm not talking about celebrities. I just talk about what's going on and different things. But I did want to say this, since I was speaking of her, that was my whole purpose of that, is that since she's done that, I looked and I have, I want to say over 60 subscribers now. Let me roll this window up because I am on the highway. I am so surprised. I remember when I had only my family, so that was like about 4 or 5. And then I did some content, and that got me like, I think I had 28 in holding. And then I looked up and I had 38, and then I had 50 something, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm just moving on up there. I tell you what, I'm gonna do like those big time YouTubers. If I get 100, who knows? Maybe I'll do something like send somebody some money, do like Vanessa, but maybe I'll do $1 per how many subscribers I have. That'll be it. Couple of things I wanted to talk about on my way to Hobby Lobby. Wanted to thank the people who decided to subscribe. Thank you. Please be patient with me. I just figured out the other day that you guys had left comments, so I'm trying to go through and answer the comments because I really do want to see what people have to say. That was one of the purposes of me doing this channel, is that I wanted to hear from other people because I know that there got to be some other folks that's about as crazy as I am to think about some of the stuff I think about. So I wanted to tell you guys thank you so much. And I am just really surprised that people are listening to me. Let's see. Thank you to Lady E. Thank you to the subscribers. I knew there was something else I wanted to say, and it has slipped my mind. But I thought these little drives, I might start calling them discussions with Deborah. I'm one of those people that have a lot of random information in their heads, little tidbits of knowledge that you just never know when you might want to pull them out your pocket. I am a big proponent of going to school and learning of any sort. So it doesn't have to be in a classroom. It could be learning from another person, learning from YouTube, reading. I'm a big reader. Wherever you can find knowledge. I think every day you should try to learn something new. You know, learn a new word, learn something that you didn't know about. It keeps you, your brain cells clicking. It keeps you, with everything going on, especially as you get older, as you can tell, you forget stuff a lot. I'm sure I have a whole house full of stuff that I put somewhere and I still haven't found it. So I'm assuming when I move, that's when I'll find some of that stuff that I put up for safekeeping. And I don't know what I did with it because it's even safe from me. So yeah. So this morning, one of the reasons why I'm late, I turned on the TV, which I should not have, but I like watching the channels like MeTV and Decades, and there's another one, but they show all the old shows, stuff that I grew up on. So this morning, I'm sitting there. Now, this makes absolutely no sense because I've seen this episode a zillion times. I'm watching the Brady Bunch. And it's one of the episodes when they first got married. And the kids found one of those Dear Abby. I don't know if anybody remembers her. I don't even know if there's still a Dear Abby column. Since people don't really read the newspaper anymore. But anyway, back in the day, there was a lady, Abigail Van Buren, and she was called Dear Abby. And so you would write to her about your issues, and then Dear Abby would answer, and it would be left in the newspaper. So they had one where it was somebody wrote in saying that they had just gotten married, and when they got married, their husband brought 3 kids, and they had 3 kids, and it was just beginning to be too much, and they weren't sure if they should stay married. So of course the kids thought it was their family because, Mrs. Brady had 3 girls and Mr. Brady had 3 boys, and they got married. So, but I was sitting there watching them go through the whole episode, and I was thinking, what would the Brady show be like now if it was in 2023? I'm like, would the Brady kids still be so moral and uplifting and doing everything right, and the little petty fights they had? Or would you have like Marsha wearing, well, she wore mini dresses back then, but let's say Marsha was really out there, let's say she's a cheerleader type. And then we would have the older boy, what's his name? Greg. We'll make him the football player. And then we'll make Jan, let's say she's in the goth. And Peter is, I don't know, an artsy type. And then the 2 little ones, I don't know what we would make them. I would have to think about it. But I was thinking, I was like, it would be too funny to drop, like, if they did a reboot and drop the Brady Bunch family into 2023, that would be pretty funny. Yeah, that's how my mind works. I have these random things that just come up, and I'm wondering, do other people think about stuff like that? Like, that was one thought I had. Another one was, I was thinking, what happened to, what was it called? Poopery or whatever? When everybody was spraying the stuff in the toilet so you couldn't smell when you went to the bathroom. I didn't think it was that great of a product. One, because it left an oil, whatever they made it with, it had oil in it. And so there would be like this oil ring around your toilet. But it was just so popular. I mean, people were giving them out as Christmas gifts and stuff. And now, I hadn't heard anything about them in a few years. I was just wondering what happened. Why I thought of that, I have absolutely no idea. But I did. Another thought I had was music. Am I the only one that you can hear a song and it can take you right back to where you were when that song came out? I am a big 70s fan of music. I mean, on Friday nights, I get my bottle of wine and I'm going to play some 1970 music. And me and Parker, if you hadn't seen Parker, that's my little Yorkie. And I'm going to dance and have a good old time. I mean, I was a Bootsy fan, Funkadelics, Lakeside, Commodores, Isley Brothers, Earth, Wind and Fire. What's the other group? There's just so many. Anyway, I was thinking that when I hear a song, I could be in the grocery store or wherever, and I hear a song and it takes me right back to wherever I was during that time. And it's funny how music can do that. And we can all hear one song and think of it differently, or we can hear one song and one person like it and the other one doesn't. This music nowadays, I guess I am a little old-fashioned, because I look at the young ladies, and I know the times have changed and stuff, but as a woman over 60, I would love to tell the young ladies that you don't have to get naked to impress a man. You could be wearing a potato sack and they'll still want you. As my grandmother used to say, leave something for the imagination, which is true. I don't know who started this whole fad where you have the top on, but you got side boob and bottom boob hanging out. It's like you're a size 44, but you got on a size 32 top. And then, everything is just hanging out. I personally don't care for it. I'm just buy the stuff to fit. Just buy the clothes that fit. When I went to Jamaica, everybody had on a thong. Old women, young women, big women, little women, trans women, everybody had on a thong. I saw more butt cheeks than I choose to see in a lifetime. I do give young women who are, a little bit heavier their props, because back in the day, it was such a stigma to be a big girl. You got to be on a diet. Big girls are in now. So I personally now would like to lose some of this weight, and I say that, but I'm just going to do like Vanessa and blame it on the devil. The devil has put this weight on me. I just woke up and he just did what he did. Or I can say that Deborah sits there and eats too much junk because she has a sit down job now. And I'll be saying I want to lose the weight, but what are you doing to lose it? I suck when it comes to exercise. I have a bicycle that I bought, finally got that put together, and I have a total gym still sitting in my family room. I think it's been there, might be 3 months now, in the box. I am determined that I'm going to figure out how to put it together, because this makes no sense for me to buy this stuff and then my lazy ass don't do nothing with it. So exercise for me is about like going to the dentist, which, let me do a follow-up on that. So I went for them to do the molds for my partials. I had never had that done. That is the yuckiest. Nobody told me that they was going to put some nasty clay in your mouth, and I had wore a black top. I had that gray stuff all over the front of my shirt. But, of course, when they sent it off, it didn't do well. I don't know what happened. I guess they couldn't make the partials from the mold they sent. So they had to order a special mold for them to be able to use in my mouth. So now I got to go back on Wednesday and redo this. And he does not want me to have the oral surgery until after the partial is made. We do a fitting and make sure that it fits, and then I can get the oral surgery. All I got to say to him is this tooth better not start thumping like it was, because this is really being dragged out. And I tell you what, dental work is not cheap, even with dental insurance. I used up my whole benefits for the year if I was smart, but my tooth was hurting. I would have waited till like the end of December so I could have let my deductible hit, and then I probably would have only had to pay about $1,000 because I used up my whole tooth. So yes, also I was surprised. I did a video on Allegra. Is it Allegra? You know what? I think that's wrong. how I'm pronouncing it. Aljero. It was about an insurance company. I have insurance with USAA, which I do like. But they outsource the towing part of their service. And so back in 2021, I had a Lexus car. And I came out and the car wouldn't start. Well, with the key fob, the car locked down. And because the car locked down, I couldn't get in anything. I couldn't pop the hood or anything like that, because I didn't have a key. I only had the key fob. So I called the towing people, and the guy came out, because I was thinking it was the battery. So at first I thought it was the battery to the key fob, because I had never changed it. So I went, took an Uber, which was over $20 to get a battery for the key fob. Came back, that didn't work. So I called Lexus, made an appointment, but also I called towing because I was trying to see if they could jumpstart my car, or either was I going to have to get it towed to the Lexus dealership. So the guy comes, and it was hot, and I still have hot flashes. I've been doing good here lately, but I still can get a hot flash, and at that time it didn't take much. So it was like early in the morning, but it was like, I want to say September or August, but it was like 8 o'clock in the morning, but it was still hot in South Carolina. So the guy came and he was like, asked me all these questions about getting in there, and I'm telling him I'm locked out. So he comes and he unlocks the door. So I was like, well, let me see if it'll work, if I could turn it on. Well, I couldn't. So he's like, well, let me try jumping the car. It might be just your battery. By this time, I'm pouring down. So I was like, okay. I'm walking in the house. I was like, I'll be right back to get me a piece of paper towel so I could wipe my face. And I heard an alarm go off. My car was like, like if somebody had tried to open the door and it was locked. But when I came back out, he had jumped it and it was running. So I was like, great. I'm thinking to myself, maybe all I need is a battery. I'll go get a battery and I won't have to go to Lexus dealership. But when I got in the car, the display monitor wasn't working. And so I was thinking, well, maybe the battery's so low, that's why the display monitor isn't working. Surely it'll work once I get a new battery. So I go get a new battery, put it in, and the car is running, but the display thing is still not working. So the lady at the auto place was like, well, it may take a minute. It needs to warm up. Well, I'm not a car person. That sounded feasible to me, but she was absolutely wrong. And so I'm like, okay, it's still not coming on. So I had called Lexus, canceled my appointment, called back, told them I still needed an appointment. Go to Lexus, and they do a whole assessment. And I'm watching this guy write everything down when he called me back to the office. And I'm reading it upside down. But all I know is he tallying up stuff, and it's adding up to over $6,000. And I'm just like, what the? $6,000? Well, apparently, because he asked me some questions about did I jump my car off and all this stuff. Apparently, when the sorry-ass tow guy came, I don't know if he was high, drunk, hungover, or what, when he called himself jump-starting my car, the reason why the alarm went off because he had crossed the jumper cable things, and he burnt out my whole freaking system. And so they were going to have to replace all that. I was furious because even then the car was still stopping. I mean, not stopping, but I go out there and start it up, it wouldn't start. Because I ended up taking care of it after I got back, because I was getting ready to go to, in 21, I was getting ready to go to Jamaica. So I went ahead and had parked my car at a friend's house. When I got back from Jamaica, the car wouldn't start. I had to have a tow guy come out again and jump start the car. And the whole time I was in Jamaica, I'm trying to deal with this. And I tell you what, because they outsourced it to, I'm going to look up the name, Aljero or Agero, something like that. Those people were a trip. USAA didn't want to cover the damage because of the fact that it was a towing person that did it. The towing company tried to say that their person didn't do that. I even went so far as I wrote letters, emailed letters, and called to the CEO of both companies. It went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So by this time now, we're into it a month, and I never know if my car is going to start up or not start up. So I ended up trading the car in and getting another one because I couldn't keep going on like that. And for the trade-in, they gave me $6,000 for my trade-in, so I figured that would have been $6,000 that I was either going to put into that car and then maybe have some other stuff go on, or I could just trade it in and get me another car and use that $6,000 as a trade-in. So that's what I did. But I tell this story to say, I noticed that on my YouTube page, a lot of people were interested in that story. And I was really shocked because I was thinking, I was just mad, so I just wanted to vent. But apparently a lot of people have dealt with this company, and they were telling me the same thing, the runaround you get. I mean, and I'm one of these people, I'm very persistent. I will write you, I will call you. Man, let me tell you something. I will worry you to death that you be like, let's just help her. And USAA was trying to do their best, but they, like, they said, we don't do the towing. We outsource it, so they should be responsible, which was true. And they gave me the runaround. Oh my gosh. I was so furious behind that thing. But when you need transportation, you can't sit there and argue with folks all day long. But they are a horrible company. I would never let them tow a tricycle for me. And I mean that. I was like, their technicians are, ugh. And that's the one part of USAA that I do not like, is who they outsource their towing services to. Because, and I thought, well, maybe it's just the technicians here in South Carolina. But I heard from other people, and they're not in South Carolina, so I guess it's just the company itself. But yeah, so somebody wanted to know, did I ever get any money? Nope, didn't get any money. They didn't cover anything. I ended up trading in the car and getting another one. That's a shame that I had to do that, but I needed transportation. And, you do what you have to do when you have to do it. I suppose I could have sued, but then how long was that going to take, and how much of my money was that going to end up being tied up, messing around with them? Okay, I need to... Okay, here we go. Traffic hadn't gotten too bad over here, but they have... Ooh. Okay, I know it's like, what kind of driving you doing? Just realized Hobby Lobby's right here. It doesn't look too crowded. I love this store. Please pray with me that I will not go in here and spend money that I do not need to spend. Because I figured today I won't work overtime, maybe not, and I will just go ahead and finish decorating my house for the fall. This is my time of the year. I love Christmas. I love fall. I love decorating for both holidays. I think I don't know if I showed last year. I usually post it on Facebook, but this year I'll show my Christmas trees. I think I did, 1, 2, 3 or 4 last year. Alright guys, I am at Hobby Lobby. Thanks for listening to my crazy rant this morning. Like I say, I'm one of these people that always just have random thoughts running through her brain. And maybe somebody else has that too. So you guys have a wonderful Saturday. And I'm going to go ahead and finish running my errands and go get my hair braided. Talk to you guys later. Bye.